Yes, people. What's going on? It's the KDG on EGTV, and we're back again. This is a special show. This is the second episode of not Vibes from the Six. We already do Vibes from the Six where we talk about other clubs, but this is just Arsenal. So we got the Invincible Five. I got the wonderful Colleen in the house as one of the panelists. How are you, Colleen?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. We got Kunle from One Touch TV. Kunle, how you doing?
Oh yeah, now my people. It's that guy, the dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, tonight you go understand. Big up, Ego. Big up, Colleen.
There you go. He's got the intro down packed. I love it.
We got a Real Housewives intro. You could literally be a Real Housewife.
we got Sam.
They make money, so I'm down.
We got Sam here from the Gold Diggers. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, girl?
I'm doing well. Nice to have you on. I don't think we've spoken since like last season, mid-season.
Yeah, I haven't done any streaming like in the last year. I don't even know why, but I'm back anyways.
Let's go. And then we got Brandon. So Brandon, how you doing? True Gunner TV.
I'm chill, bro. 3-point collectors, top of the league for one day. What's not to be happy, eh?
Boom. Let's get this show started. And I'm going to see how this works. You know what? Let's just leave it as it is. But yeah, big up everyone in the comment section. Hopefully you guys are doing well. This is the Invincible 5, and this is the 5 that we're going to be rolling with most times. Of course, if anyone's not available, we'll try to get someone else rotated in, but this is going to be the set panel. So we got a good mix of people here. We got gunners that have been gunners for a long time. You got me, who's a foreign fan. You got Kunle is also a foreign fan. You have 3 people from the UK. But you know, the best thing about it is everyone has different opinions, different ways of thinking about the club, and we all love this club that we support. But yeah, let's just before we get started, since it's the first time we all are on the stream together, how did we all get involved with Arsenal? Because for me, I got involved to Arsenal through the French connection. What about you, Colleen?
Well, I lived not far from Highbury, to be honest with you. So there.
Okay, so location, Kunle? Definitely not location for you.
Nah, but I was born and raised in Northwest London, to be fair. But the Arsenal thing was interesting because I remember the week before I became an Arsenal fan, if you'd asked me who I supported, you would have heard Chelsea, Newcastle, Liverpool. That
Glory
same
Hunter.
week.
Yeah.
that same week. But then as soon as I saw Ian Wright, it was a wrap. No one could chat to me about any other team but Arsenal. Ian Wright was my guy. For me, he's my favorite ever Arsenal player. Henry's still the best, but for me, Ian Wright is the guy, man. So yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. Sam, what about you?
Do you know what? I'm my daddy's girl, and my dad supported Arsenal, so I supported who he supported.
Great answer. Hope my daughter, when I have one, has the same response.
Okay. And Brendan, what about you?
Total opposite. At the time, Arsenal and Manchester United were fighting for titles, trophies, and that. My dad supports Manchester United, so I went the other way. I went Arsenal. That's how it worked.
I'm not gonna lie, bare people do that. They're saying fuck you, bro. I'm going the opposite way.
There you go. So, guys, quick question. Since this is a democracy, should we start with transfers or should we talk about the game that just passed? What do you guys think?
I say talk about the game because it's been...
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get straight into it. The first game of the season, Crystal Palace away. People were shaking. You've seen a lot of people saying, "Ooh, Zaha. We got to worry about Zaha and these guys." I remember when the fixture came out, people are saying opening night versus Crystal Palace. This is Brentford all over again. We're gonna lose 3-0. People were still scarred from last season, but it didn't work out that way. We won the game. It was a hard-fought 2-0 victory. We didn't concede. We got the clean sheet. William Saliba stood on his head. Martin Odegaard showed that he needed to shoot more. A couple more players stood on their head like Ramsdale. And long story short, we figured out that our set piece coach is not playing games once again, opening the game with another set piece. And immediately after that All or Nothing, people wanted something to laugh about because they didn't get anything to laugh about in the All or Nothing documentary. So they were waiting for Arsenal to show some comedy, but we showed that we are resolute and we have a little bit more character about ourselves. But let me start with you, Colleen. What do you think about the game?
I mean, I think everyone's going to say the same thing about the first half. I think the first 20, 30 minutes, you couldn't ask for more. I think the whole game overall kind of stunk of a first game after pre-season vibe. I don't want to be too critical on some certain people, but Odegaard, I swear to God, that lad, in him, we're going to have some talks, about these away games, but Jesus was electric though. I mean, even though he didn't score, maybe it's just us or me because I've been so desperate because of Lacazette, who we've had up front last season. The movement, the interplay, the amount he wants to show himself, it was great. I think you couldn't ask for more for the first game away from home at Selhurst Park.
Safe. Kunle, what about you? What do you think about Crystal Palace away? I know you might have been one of the guys worried going into before. But
do you know what? My prediction was exactly how the game planned out. I said a 2-0 scrappy win because at the end of the day, I was confident because if we really have made the improvement that people were talking about, we shouldn't be going into a Crystal Palace game with any sort of fear. We're freaking Arsenal Football Club, we're going to say. But with that being said, they still took 4 points off us last season. And ever since Wenger left, that's been a difficult tie for us, isn't it? But as Colleen said, the first 25 minutes, very, very exciting. But just like Colleen said as well, Odegaard was quiet, which is why we didn't see a lot of Jesus in the second half because there was no one to find him. He was working on scraps, which is why that game showed me even more reason why we need an upgrade on Xhaka. Because if we'd had one, there'd be another avenue to unlock a defense rather than just Odegaard. Give them someone else to worry about. Nobody offensively is worrying about Granit Xhaka, innit? Never. So that game showed me we need a winger and a central midfielder if we really want to comfortably do this top 4 thing. But yeah, 2-0, 3 points. You can't complain. First game vibes, innit?
There you go. Samantha, what about you? What do you think about the game?
I agree with everything that everyone said. My only thing is we still got the same rhythm and pace that we had last season. We have this energy where we're playing so well for the first half an hour and then we turn really sluggish for the remaining 50 minutes, which is where Crystal Palace started building up their energy. Then obviously the second half, we started off sluggish again. And it's like, those are the kind of games that we're supposed to kind of outrun and be in possession of the ball more than anything. We already knew what they did to us last season in Selhurst Park. I don't need a repeat of that. So I came into this game saying we must win. I swear, if we have a repeat of last season, Brentford, we cannot have that again. 3 back-to-back losses. It's impossible. It's impossible. We spent how much money? We've seen what they've done in pre-season. The only way was a win, regardless. Odegaard, as you guys said, he was quiet, but I'm not going to say much about Odegaard because he's my guy. So let me just
don't let loyalty blind you, Sam.
Have a quick word. That shot on goal or lack thereof.
I hear you guys. Listen, I hear y'all, but I'ma still be quiet because that's my guy.
Nah, Sam, don't. No, unleash.
You know what? You can criticize. You can criticize the performance.
No, you can definitely criticize the performance. That's only one performance of what else Odegaard can do. He's a very technically gifted player. So I already know that what he's going to unleash in the rest of the season is going to be great. But obviously, first away game, he should be awake for those kind of games. So I hope that at least when he's back at home, that at least against Leicester as well, we have beaten Leicester home and away last season. So I expect the same thing to happen again.
Are you like me this season from Odegaard? You need 10 Premier League goals.
Yes,
that's what I need.
Facts. That's what I need from him.
Number 10.
He's our number 10. Like he's our central midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder. He needs to provide us with goals and assists. Like that's your job.
I'm not one of those guys who puts prerequisites on what I need from players, especially in a player in Odegaard's position. I just feel like he's going to be the captain. He's going to be the main guy. He just needs to put in the performances. If he doesn't put in the statistical performances, but he puts in the performances week in, week out, that's all that matters to me. Because Saka was not putting in the
I need goals. Forget that one. I need goals.
You need goals.
To be
I need
fair,
goals.
and
Because, like, why is your first? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I think that game was his 61st appearance in an Arsenal shirt, and he scored what?
Already 61.
Yeah, and he scored 9 goals. That's not enough.
But
for me.
we also have to appreciate what he does for the team.
See, look, now you're reversing back into it.
No, she fell right into the trap. I'm glad you went right into that trap. We lured you in. Okay.
I got.
No,
You know what?
no.
I hear you. No. Listen, I hear you all. I expect goals and assists from a guy like Odegaard, but he's the kind of player that he definitely dictates the way our attack plays, 100%. So if he's not the guy that actually, if he isn't the one providing goals and assists, he's got to be doing something for us offensively.
Mm-hmm.
That's his job. So I didn't fall into a trap. Thank you very much.
Sam, we're going to continue this. We're going to continue this regularly this season. This conversation.
No, we're going to definitely do that. Brendan, what about you? How you feeling?
Do you know what? I'm not going to give out too much criticism because it's still the first game of the season. I think you will see the odd, poorish performance. I don't think any player really stood out as being like massively poor for Arsenal. I just think for the first 4 games at least, you're going to start to see players that are slowly starting to get used to the pace of the game again. They've had a bit of time off, but one thing
Brendan, was
I
that
don't know whether the heat.
that I saw there?
I don't know. I don't know whether the heat's got to me a little bit, right? Miguel will probably say so, but I see a lot of people. Obviously, a lot of people obviously bigging up the players. Saliba, excellent. Gabriel Jesus and that. But one thing that I want to point to, and this is something that we haven't seen from Arsenal in years. I'll tell you what won us that game against Crystal Palace.
What?
Organisation and preparation. We got our players in early in the summer. We integrated them in the team. They had a full pre-season under this manager. That's the difference. That's how you can go away to a tough place like Crystal Palace, and it is a tough place because they took the most points off the top 6 last season outside of the top 6, and that's how you go there and win. Okay, first 25, 30 minutes were a hell of a lot better than the rest of the game. But sometimes you've got to dig out results like that. And another player that I want to praise, and again, like I said, I think the heat might have got to me maybe.
Oh, shoot.
Ben White, right? Now, I don't think he started the game very well. I think he was a bit shaky. I think he was a little bit, you can tell he's not a right back. And the one thing that I worried about massively, and I said this on the terrace, Kaleem will know exactly what I'm going to say now. When he picked up that booking, I was seriously worried, thinking, Zaha, tricky player, you're on a booking, you got to be careful now. If you get sent off, it could change the game. And after he picked that booking up, I think he did exceptionally well. And I think he's one player who is not necessarily receiving the plaudits from the fans that he should probably receive. I do still think we need to strengthen in that area. But come on, give credit to Ben White. Give credit to the manager and the staff for the way that we set up in that game. The preparation that we've seen at Arsenal in this summer as well. So I can't lie. I'm happy right now. 3 points at Crystal Palace away. We got 4, you would say winnable games in the next 4 games. I expect to see Arsenal win all 4 of them and possibly be sitting top of the league.
Brandon, this is the most positive and happy I have ever seen you, ever.
I'm going to check up on him.
Look,
can you show us what's around you in the room, Brendan? Is anyone holding you like this?
I'll reiterate right now. I've not changed my mind on Arteta. I still think that this season is judgment season for Arteta. If he has to do something this season now. He's been backed with a lot of money. He's been heavily backed by the fans as well, and now he needs to start giving back. I'm just riding the wave, and I'm hoping that this wave is a tsunami that's going to take us to top 4. If not, and the wave dies out, then I'm sorry, he's got to go. But I'm just enjoying it now. I just think rather than sitting here complaining about the manager doing this, doing that, let's just see what he can do now. And if he can't do it, then he has to go. It's that simple. And I think all of you agree with me as well. Can
someone please check on Brendan? That's what Kunle is saying.
What's going on here?
Look,
I don't know this guy.
Before we go any further, people hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're not going out anywhere. 14 minutes into the video, we already got 70 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button right now. Let's get more people in this stream. We got a Chelsea fan here saying Saliba is just too good though. Arsenal looking deadly. Guys, even rivals are noticing Saliba. Let's talk about Saliba. Chelsea OG right there talking about Saliba. What do you guys think about Saliba's performance in that game? Because I thought that was one of the standout performances in that game by far. He's the real deal.
One of. You say one of the standout or the standout performance?
He was the standout, but he was also one of the best players in that game. That's what I meant.
Like the thing about Saliba, because I've been reluctant to get on this train. He's like Van Dijk and all that. He's the next blah 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 young player of the year. I'm taking it game by game. I didn't want to go as far as say he's our best centre back because we've only seen him play one game. But I don't think it'll be long until the whole fan base is saying he's our best centre back. Because the thing I love about him the most is the swag of the boy. It's like he's just so confident with it. Like, why are you stressing me? Give me the ball now. Give me that ball. What's going on? Like, whenever everyone else is doing madness, Saliba is calm. No matter what situation you put him in. Like, he was flying into some tackles against Crystal Palace. I was like, yo! But then he won the ball every single time. The timing was immense. I loved what I saw in Saliba. And we need to, by January, very latest, we need to sign that contract. We need to show him that he's
already signed it. I think he's already signed it. Just to let you guys know, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this later, but Hector Bellerin has terminated his contract, ladies and gentlemen. So with that meaning, with Hector Bellerin terminating his contract, that only means one thing. That means William Saliba is going to be getting the number 2 shirt, and he will be then announcing his new deal. So
all right, Ornstein.
While we're talking about this, let's get into that too. And people are saying, Ornstein, look, I'm not the one that reported this. Freddie Paxton reported this a couple of weeks ago, and I think me and you, Colleen, we already spoke about this on the stream a couple of weeks ago, if you remember. Your thoughts then and your thoughts now. William Saliba getting a new deal and number 2 incoming.
Listen, I've got no problems with it, to be honest with you. My only concern around William Saliba is that, not even a concern, it's more caution for the fans and whatnot, is that obviously he's doing a great job, did a great job on his loan spells away. You know, he's keeping Konate out the French national team. He is still going to make a mistake. So the same energy that we're giving now, when he makes a mistake, or he's going to give away a penalty at some point, he's going to do something stupid at some point. He's still a young defender. So as much as I rate him and he's been great, don't get me wrong, and I don't want to take that away from him, just be careful, because this energy we're giving, rivals and all of that's going to come straight back, and he's going to need that support. That's all I got to say about that, really.
Okay,
that's
fair. Sam?
That's real talk.
No, she's speaking facts, because people are gonna probably hate me for saying this. I'm actually glad that he went out on his loans. I feel like it's like placement experience. It's like work experience. The more minutes that you get under your belt, the more that you're able to handle different environments and different type of players. He needed those loans. I don't care what anybody says. He needed them. Now he's come back and proved a point. See what he did in his first game. Fantastic. Just keep going. Prove that what Arteta told you to do and go out and do, you're going to do it. As Colleen said, he's going to make mistakes. Of course, it's inevitable. See what Van Dijk did in the weekend?
Yeah. Dunked on by Mitrovic.
Do you know what I mean? These things happen. Even Gabriel, he makes rash decisions as, one of our best defenders. But, we've got to make sure that we don't give him too much gas. You know what I mean? He's still got hard work to commit to at least
one game at a time, right, Sam?
This is it.
People are saying better than Koundé. Koundé is better. You got other people saying we got to give credit to Gabriel. I thought Gabriel was
he's fantastic.
I thought Gabriel had a poor game though. If we really keep it, out of the 3 center backs that were playing in that game, and one of them playing as a right back, he was the least imposing. He almost had a handball because the ball just dropped out of nowhere and into his path. He also had a clumsy moment where I was like, what's going on? But he didn't look at his best. But at the same time, you might just be because
But
Saliba looks so
Egal,
confident.
nah, but
I-
Egal, you like this is not new. Gabriel has this sort of thing in him. Like I've been noticing
see
it
what I
since
mean?
last season. Like let's not get it twisted. He has it. It's not just because of Saliba. Like I hope he really
Mhm.
gets rid of that little moment of madness that he has every 2 games. I hope he gets rid of it because if so, he's going to be a world beater. But he's still got that, so he needs to
One
calm
second.
down.
I need to ask Colleen. Your boy Cedric, would you rather have him
I
starting in Ben White?
knew this was coming. I knew this was coming.
Would you rather have your boy Cedric, Saliba, and Ben White playing together?
Listen, I do have a soft spot for Cedric, you know, in that 7 game. Wait.
Side eye.
Wait.
Give it a side eye, Sam.
In that 7 game period where he came from the dust, from being nowhere, I was like, I rate it. Got a soft spot for the lads. Can't really defend that well.
Okay.
With
I have
that
a
being
soft spot
said,
for him. However, listen, I mean, I don't think I even need to talk. I think Arteta's spoken for me. If you have a right back on the bench and you're choosing to play a centre back as your right back, there you go. There we go. I mean, I think at this point he's just happy to be there. I think he's just like,
Oh, yeah.
he's in every picture. He's just like, hey.
Listen, he's in every picture. Just like, yeah.
I
So,
made it.
I'm happy.
There
you go.
On Saliba.
What?
Yeah, on Saliba, I agree with Colleen and Sam. I don't think you'll know how good he is until he makes a mistake. And then it's all about mentality and how you recover from that. You know, can you then put in just as good of performances as what you have been? But one thing that I noticed, or a couple of things that I noticed, because we already knew that he was a good defender, you know, because you've got to be a good defender because you just won, you know, player of the season over there in France. So it's obvious that he's got the ability. But I think the thing that stood out for me the most is his maturity and his composure and his ability to make the right decisions at the right time as well. So I think if he, you know, obviously he's got to continue his growth and that, and you're starting to see his mentality as well, almost as if like he's got that little bit of a bee in his bonnet because Arteta sent him out on loan a couple of times. He doesn't want that to happen again. He wants to prove himself. He wants to play for Arsenal Football Club, being the main thing as well. And that's scary, really. You know, if we can get the best out of this player, who knows? Who knows?
Okay. Is there any other talking points from the game? Because I'm thinking about maybe we should give some credit to that set piece coach. Anybody want to say anything about that? Or Ramsdale, Jesus? What are we talking about?
Wait, hold on. I've got to give it up for Ramsdale for the sheer fact that he started off wild, doing mad things. Like I thought, what? This is the game. This is the game that this guy concedes a madness. I thought, but he recovered, made some match-saving decisions and saves. So we got to big him up for that. But in terms of Arsenal, even though I wasn't happy with the overall performance of Friday, last season we lose that game or we draw. We don't win that game. Especially with how, like, who is it? That guy Anderson that was whipping Kevin De Bruyne balls over the top, like all second half. Like he was hitting his man nearly every time. I don't even know who this guy is, bro. But he was hitting his man every time. But we've withstood the pressure upon pressure upon pressure. Like I love the way Ben White inserted himself into Zaha's head, and he was inside his head for the whole second half. Like he was second guessing everything he was doing in that second half. If you saw, so even though I don't like Ben as a right back, he did a great job.
Okay. Colleen, was there anything that you picked up on the game that you wanted to highlight? And also, people are loving the Cedric shouts. We even had one person say he's a professional photo bomber.
Listen, I've been a president of his fan club. Gal, you know, I proclaimed it on your channel. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. I love a bit of Cedric.
Okay.
But
don't die on that sword.
No, but like, I guess, listen, I think it's the first game, so we're not really going to know how consistent we're going to be. We don't know how we're going to get better, whether that kind of 30 minutes that we saw, is that going to be a consistent theme, kind of like what Sam touched upon earlier, whether we can actually start to control games for longer periods. Just because we did speak about Ramsdale, I love the guy. I do. As long as that kind of rough patch that we went through towards the end of last season I hope he's dusted himself off.
Mm.
And listen, I know we've got a young team. I'm tired of hearing that and whatnot. Listen, if we want to get to where we're going, that kind of excuse has to go. That's not just for Ramsdale, that's for everyone. They're going to be young for a little while, okay? But if he wants to be that kind of goalkeeper, if he wants to be England's number one, if he wants to be Arsenal's number one for the next few years, I want to see him learning from his mistakes from the end of last season, where he had a massive drop off, and start to build on that. So he started off relatively well. He did keep us in the game at a couple of points. They should have scored a couple of goals, to be fair. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. Nothing crazy on him, but I am watching him because I swear to God, the end of last season, he was testing my last nerve.
Mate,
he really was.
Everyone.
No, I hear that. Samantha, are we not giving Gabriel Martinelli enough credit? He scored the opening goal.
What? Martinelli gets his accolades. What?
I
GM11,
like,
are you crazy? That guy is. Listen, Martinelli, he's gonna explode this season. Just watch. He's gonna go crazy this season. I feel like he might even beat Saka on goals and assists. Don't hold me on that.
Sam, please, we are not quoting you.
Ooh.
Please, I'm not trying to help you. Don't do that.
Do you know who Martinelli is?
I'm trying to find out. I don't know. I'm trying to find out. But for me,
wait, you question Martinelli's ability, or what is it?
No, I like him as a player, but if he's gonna go to that next level, and if Arsenal are gonna go to that next level, at this age of his career, he can't be feeling comfortable as a first team starter. We need a man to make him shook before the window is closed. Gakpo's not gonna get him scared, so we can't sign him. We need someone that is gonna come in the change room. He's gonna be like, "Yo, 2 bad games. It's long for me." Until that happens, I don't see.
Do you know what it is? Martinelli and Smith Rowe are 2 very injury-prone players. They are already inconsistent as it is. For them to have any kind of competition to start getting up to that next level, we actually need to sign a consistent and reliable winger. That's it. So right now, Martinelli, he is a gaffer's kid. He's a teacher's pet. He'll do whatever Arteta says and does, and tells him to do. So if Arteta says, do this, do that, he'll do it. But the thing is, though, he's a player that also likes to be free as well. So sometimes he doesn't get the opportunity to do that in certain games, which I have noticed, because I feel like Arteta is very... He's like this.
He's on the ball. He does this too much on the ball.
I know, his head's down. I know.
Man.
It's because he just wants to do his own thing. That's why.
I think Martinelli's ability and his work rate can't be questioned. I just think he's not clinical enough. That's his problem. I mean, he scored the opening goal against Palace, but he also missed an absolute sitter as well. So, he needs to improve on his clinicalness in front of goal. If we're to get the best out of him.
That won't improve until he has a consistent run of games, which he hasn't had.
I agree.
I don't think his finishing is the biggest issue, though. But
you know what else won't improve? You guys need to hit that like button, or else the channel won't be able to improve. Because we need
let them know.
We need that support, people. We got 90 people. We got a wonderful panel for you guys. Everyone's all smiles today. There's going to be other days where it's more sad, and we're going to have more rivals in. I like the fact that it's a lot of the regulars today. Shout out to some of the regulars. We even got Liverpool fans, regular Liverpool fans watching. So shout out to you. He's saying Martinelli will go to Liverpool soon. I don't know about that right now.
You'll be there for squad depth. You're not using the kids. Leave him.
There you go. You guys first. They need to sort out their midfield, let alone leave our players alone. Moving on from that, I don't think there's much else to talk about. I was going to talk about the set pieces, but I already covered that earlier. Great to see our set pieces still getting in. Gabriel Jesus, nothing else really to say. He imagine man was in team of the week when he wasn't even when he didn't score. Like, people were putting him team of the week and he didn't even score a goal. That just goes to show you how much of an all-around striker we have. All or nothing now. Guys, I did my review to the first 3 episodes of All or Nothing. The next episodes are dropping Wednesday night, Thursday morning at 1 a.m. What did you guys think of the first 3 episodes? Just to get your quick thoughts on the first 3 episodes of All or Nothing. I'll let Brendan go first on this one because he goes last on all of them. Brendan, what did you think about All or Nothing?
A little bit it's definitely insightful to see what goes on behind the scenes. obviously the highlight that everybody else will be kind of mugging us off for was the whole, playing You'll Never Walk Alone in training and then losing 4-0 at Anfield. But
that is hysterical.
I mean, everybody looks at that as being like banter on Arsenal, this, that, and the other. I like the fact that he tried to do something different to try and get in the players' heads. I like what he's trying to do behind the scenes. It's like even with the photographer taking the team talk before the game. It's like, he's trying to show that everybody at Arsenal is together, and allowing people like the photographers and people that, the players wouldn't necessarily normally take much note of, taking team talks and doing stuff like that. It's coming together as a unit and integrating everybody as a unit. So I like what they was doing behind the scenes. Obviously, you won't see it all, what's going on. There will be good parts, bad parts. It's going to be interesting to see the next couple of episodes and, the reaction when he officially makes Aubameyang not the captain anymore. So I think the first 3 episodes, they started a bit slowly, but they were insightful in places. I think it will be the next couple of episodes where it will really start to get a little bit interesting. You'll really see what's going on behind the scenes at Arsenal.
I think people are just upset that they didn't get to laugh. They were waiting to watch it and be like a bunch of Jose Mourinho stuff like last season where he was just making people look like fools or so. If you guys remember the Tottenham documentary, there wasn't much like pre-warning on what's going to be in it, where everything you see and you would laugh right away. The first 3 episodes, I didn't see no one trolling us on social media. Everything that they were trolling us about was the Liverpool thing where we already seen like a couple days prior. So haha on everyone who waited until 1 a.m. Thursday morning only to watch a documentary that made the Cronkies look good, Arteta look good, the players look good, and made people actually think of Arsenal as a decent team instead of just coming to try to banter us. There was no comedic gold. People are saying it was comedic gold. No, it wasn't. It was actually very insightful. I thought Arteta got the full backing of the club. And one thing we learned from this, Arteta's not going nowhere. Brandon, people like yourself that wanted Arteta out at the beginning, you've seen they backed this guy to the hill, and it was great to see.
No, I agree. He's not going anywhere, so there's no point in arguing about it right now. But it is judgment season, so he has to get it right this season. He really does.
There you go, Colleen.
I mean, it's a difficult one for me because I liked what I saw, to be fair. But with these kind of things, like, I don't think you're ever going to see in these kind of Amazon Prime all or nothing, anything that's like too damaging anyway, to be honest with you. There is still that kind of PR element. I mean, I am in Arteta's boat, so I might as well row. I don't know whether any of you guys have seen some of because a lot of journalists and people in the know have already seen episodes 4 and onwards, where they've started to tweet and talk about it. And I think that's where we really start to, from what they've said, I think that's where we really start to see where Arteta's mentality is at. And his biggest challenge was overcoming the culture at Arsenal, turning us back into that winning mentality of a club. So I think he's on the right path from the all or nothing. But I do kind of sit there like this because I just can't, because I know how it ends. I'm like, I just don't want to see anything further, to be honest with you.
What do I want to see from Arteta this season? Get us Champions League football. If you get us, but in my opinion, you should be aiming for both Europa League and top 4. But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to say on all or nothing before we move on to the transfers?
Just quickly, I liked it, to be honest, and it just things like that further reiterate how much of a fan I am, and I think I'm quite unique in how I look at things as a fan, because if I looked at things like, for example, a Ligue 1, I'll just be depressed for the whole season, innit? And I want to enjoy watching football. Do you get what I'm saying? So for that reason, I've put the owners to the side, because my issue with Arteta has nothing to do with the owners, which is why I'm behind Arteta. The fact that owners picked him is what my issue was, but not with him. What that documentary showed me was the fact that, look, I kind of gave him the first 2 years as a manager as a kind of write-off because he's learning. Unfortunately, he had to do that at Arsenal because of our owners, but that's not his fault. No one in his position is saying no to Arsenal, especially being a former captain, right? With that being said, I like what, as Brendan was saying, he's trying new innovative things. if that Anfield thing worked, it would have been a mazza. The only reason people are talking about it is because it didn't work and there was nothing else to clutch from those 3 episodes to make fun of us about. So it's like, oh, they lost 4-0 at Anfield. Let's do that one. But there's nothing funny about that, to be honest. He tried something new. It just didn't work out. I'm just glad he's trying it and the conversation he's having. I love the thing with the fan before the Tottenham game. Very innovative. A lot of managers wouldn't take that risk. And look, it worked. I didn't hear anyone bigging him up for that one. Do you get what I'm saying? So I enjoyed it. But let's be honest, just like Colleen said, the real drama starts the next episode, isn't it? Let's see what it's saying from there. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, you know what? I see. I just seen some of these tweets right now. It's absolutely carnage. Samantha, do you have anything else to say on this before we move on to transfers?
Not much really. I liked how the documentary was put together. I like how it involved the fans, like the culture of Arsenal, you know, seeing the area itself and, you know, what's made, you know, North London Reds, what North London Reds are. You can't really put that in the same vibe as the City documentary at all. You can't even put that with the Spurs documentary. It's very unique in how it's been put together, which I really like. But as everyone said, let the drama commence. I need to see that. I need to see that scene where Tata says, "Yeah, he's not your club captain no more." I need to see it.
You know what? They're never going to show a punch up between him and Arteta, but they definitely are going to show the conversations and what happens behind the scenes. Hopefully, whatever they do show us, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to absorb it, and I'm going to react to it. So you guys look out for that video Thursday morning. Moving on to some transfers. If you guys can see here, this is Yeremy Pino. By the way, the first time I heard about this guy was after he came on as a substitute and scored 4 goals in a game. He's 19 years old. He's very exciting. 40 million euros. It looks like Valencia are having a clear out. Liverpool and Arsenal are both interested. And guys, this is a player who can play on both wings, could be a wing option, but he's another project. He's 19 years old, not guaranteed. What do you think?
I feel like he's, from what I've seen, because I feel like he played the United game, didn't he, against United,
he did.
Villarreal. And in that game, you could see his potential in there. Like, as you said, he can play on both flanks. He's not a finished product yet, as you said. He's still, you know, gonna have to have a lot of education, a lot of time taken on him. But then that's probably perfect for what Arteta's trying to do in his own project, is to build technical players. So we'll see. Obviously, I haven't really seen him much to really know what he's about, but we're in for wingers, and if he's the winger that Arteta wants, he's got to get it.
There you go. He's in the Spanish setup already. It's not that hard to get in the Spanish setup nowadays, guys. Let's be honest. It's not like the days Arteta wasn't getting in and Santi Cazorla was a bench player. Nowadays, Santi Cazorla would be starting and probably one of their best players. But yeah, what about you, Brendan? What do you think about the young Pino?
Not sure. I've always said that I think in order to, like, he looks like a good player. The thing that worries me is he's another one of these young players, young up and coming, you know, not the finished product. I think we need a player of the age of around 25 plus who's been there, seen it, done it a little bit more, you know, maybe Premier League proven.
Yeah, we lost him.
Who can, you know, come in and offer competition for Saka, Martinelli straight away, you know?
There you go. Some people saying
That's what I think.
Some people saying they prefer Neto. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The Neto links are not real.
They're definitely not real.
Neto links are, guess what? A equals B. So whenever Man City are about to sell Bernardo Silva to Barcelona, so now they're gonna bring in a player. Obviously, that's the kind of links that they're doing. But it's but there's no actual like concrete that says we're gonna sign him. It's just, Wolves might consider selling him now that they've gotten in Guedes. This is the news. Pedro Neto news is Guedes joining Wolves. Basically, the news is Wolves have signed another player, and now everybody's rumoring that this player might go. But guys, he has a 5-year deal. What?
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. He's staying.
Yeah. It's like us giving Saliba a 5-year. Listen to this. Imagine we give Saliba a 5-year deal. And then people say, "Oh, why are they signing another left center back?" Because we need a left center back. doesn't affect Saliba or Ben White or Gabriel. Anyways,
This Villarreal guy, like, it's just under. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if we do it, but it's so underwhelming for me, man. I don't, just like Brendan says, in this window, I don't want anybody under 25 again. Please stop this. How many boys do we want at our club now? Is this a daycare? Like, we need men. We need men, established ballers. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm sure this Pino guy is gonna be a baller, but I'd much rather give Marquinhos a chance and spend money on this 19-year-old. Do you get what I'm saying? Go and buy an established guy that can challenge for both wings. So therefore, if Saka needs a rest or he's not playing well like he didn't, even though he got that goal, let's be honest, Martinelli and Saka didn't really play well against Crystal Palace. But the difference between them and like a Pepe is them not playing well, they still give stuff to the team, like defensively, offensively, whereas Pepe is either a 2 or an 8, no in between, innit? So so in terms of the winger, I don't like it personally. We need someone that can come in and start in our team straight away, personally.
Daycare settings, Colin, what do you think?
I mean, I agree with everything everyone said. Because it's not even, it's just, you know, I don't even know what more to add. Like, I just don't want the same excuses again from last season with this whole being a young team, yada, 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 yada. Like, I'm also a great believer of, like, if you're good enough, you're old enough. But I don't think this case applies, because though he might be quite good, he's also having to adapt to a whole new league. And that could take, a season. And unfortunately, the position that Arsenal find themselves in, and Arteta in particular finds himself in, we don't have a season. We don't have another season to be dross, like, and not challenge for a trophy, not get back into the Champions League. You know, the project is not infinite. You know, there has to be goals met, and I just think it'd be unfair to him to put that kind of pressure on him, coming from a whole new league, new language, massive club. No disrespect to Villarreal, and yeah, I mean, if he comes, obviously I'll support the player and whatnot, but we need experience. And I would imagine that's the profile we're going for if we were looking at like a Rafinha type. You know, obviously he's not over the hill, but he was Prem proven. There's experience there. So I'm hoping that we're going for a similar profile. Who that is, I don't know, but I would think it's not.
Also, just to add to that as well, let's not forget, Arteta don't like Unai Emery players, so why would he bring in a player who's just played under Unai Emery?
Real talk.
Question, would you take Ansu Fati? Ansu Fati is a different level. He's a higher level, but he's injury prone. I don't think we can afford to actually sign a player from Barcelona. They're doing some sort of fraud. They're doing some sort of fraud.
419 is serious, man. I don't know what.
Yeah, how are they signing 7 players when they have
and still linked with more? That's my issue. They're still linked with Lengman.
Bro, apparently, you guys want to laugh? Apparently, they were ready to offer Liverpool 60 million for Trent, but they were told,
they were, and they're even going for Silva for 80 mil.
It does not make any sense
in euros, but still, that's like 70 mil. That's
they can't even
crazy.
register players.
Brother,
listen.
this don't make sense.
Rafinha's sitting on the bench waiting for his contract to even turn up. What's going on?
They need to release the financials to the public, man.
What about? So you have Barcelona who are moving mad, and then you have Manchester United moving mad in a different way. Manchester United's mad reminds me of the season when we signed Lichtsteiner, Torreira, Pepe, and Socrates and them mans. We thought we were in win mode. I don't know what they're doing.
Bro. You see United, yeah? They're at the stage when we had to start man like Denilson in our starting lineup. That's where they are. You know Denilson, that Brazilian Denilson who was just...
Don't do him like that. Don't do Denilson like
that. No, but you know what I'm saying? They're trying to sign Rabiot, have to speak to his mumsy to see if he can get permission to come over to the UK. All of that. It's all mad now for United. They need 8 players. Ten Hag still thinks this is Eredivisie. He's not looked at.
They need 11. Take the whole team away.
What?
But
genuine question: Does any player that started for them against Brighton start in our Arsenal team?
No,
not on those performances. I don't think.
Hell no.
People in the comments section, let me know if you can name one player who starts.
Yeah.
I'll just run through them. De Gea
now I can give you one based on the performance.
A lot doesn't
Eriksen over Odegaard, bro. Odegaard was doing.
Eriksen started in the false nine, bro. Gabriel Jesus starts over him.
Don't put Iron Man over Odegaard. What?
Stop the madness.
Are you seen? Everybody stop calling him Ten Hag now. It's Eric 10 months because they reckon that's how long he's going to last in the job.
I give Eriksen. I don't think Eriksen's a top 10 midfielder in this league. Odegaard is.
No, he's not. He's not.
Odegaard's a top 10 midfielder in this league.
Eriksen showed more for United than Odegaard did for Arsenal.
Yeah, but look what they had to go through. Look what they had to go through.
It's not the best player at United at the minute, honestly.
Exactly.
There was a moment where people were saying Fred is back and he was performing to a level. Do you think he's better than Partey?
Now Fred is back, but what does that even mean? Like
back where? Back from where? He didn't start anywhere.
Anyways, let's get away from United for a second and bring it back to Arsenal. Final two couple random transfers. This Sandro Tonali guy. So AC Milan are looking. Arsenal and AC Milan are going to be in talks to sign Sandro Tonali, and just to let you guys know, he's a 22-year-old midfielder who can play in that number 8 position, and he could even play when asked in several other positions, but primarily as a CM. And this transfer would cost supposedly around 55 million euros. He is another 22-year-old midfielder, so he's quite young, but he does have the experience. He's highly rated, and I would say he was one of the more pivotal players in that midfield in their title-winning season. So just to show you, a player who played 36 games for them out of a potential 38. What do we think? I definitely would consider it. I don't know enough about the guy. I think he's a very highly touted player, and people are telling me if we're linked to this guy and we're serious, we should go all in because this is the kind of midfielder who could transform our team. But why are we linked to him when Tielemans has been the guy all window? Like, I'm just confused. But yeah, we'll talk about both at the same time. Let's do that now. What do we think? What's going on? Is it going to be Tonali or is it going to be Tielemans? What is it?
I feel like the Tielemans deal is a bit at the moment. I feel like, see our problem sometimes with the transfer window. We take far too long to make a decision. And then it gets to a point where the club is like, you guys have taken about 55 years to make your minds up. So now we've upped our fee. I feel like that's what Leicester are doing now because he's going to be a pivotal part of Leicester's team now. Leicester haven't exactly done a lot in their own transfer window. So they're going to be like, look, if you want him, you better pay. You know?
But Sammy, look at it this
way,
right?
He's a DM? I thought he was a CM.
Nah, he's a
Yeah,
DM.
We do need a DM though. We do.
He's a defensive midfielder?
Yeah.
We do need a defensive midfielder. Yeah,
no,
we
but
need a DM.
You see the what was I saying? You see the Tielemans deal, right? I believe Leicester would rather sell him to us for 25 million than risk losing him on a free. So that
25. That guy's not going for 25.
Okay, it's either that or he leaves on a free end of next season. Like, what would you rather if you're the chairman?
He's not going for 25. For a year. He's going for 40 or 50.
Look, if he's still at Leicester, the last 40. Day of the window, deadline day is gonna be a madness. 25.
They only have 9 months left on his deal.
Yeah. 40 million is
wild. Then, so we go for what's his name? Tonali?
Deadline day. We just got to stick in there till deadline day with Xhaka. I know it hurts, number 34 and all that, but we just got to
wait till next season to get him.
No, deadline day. 24 days.
I've got to be honest, I'm not sure that Tielemans is our first choice target. Because if he was, I think it would already be done personally.
Exactly.
You know, regardless of the money.
Price, bro. It's the price.
Yeah, I see what you say.
When you come to Arsenal, it's never regardless of the price.
No, I get what you're saying about the price, and I do agree with you to an extent. Because Leicester have always been, difficult to deal with when it comes to transfers.
Exactly.
But I'm not sure. Even when I think about Tielemans as a player, I'm not sure he's the right profile that we need. I think we need somebody who's just of that level a little bit better than him. Do you know what I mean? So I think we're scouting about elsewhere. I think we're having a look, seeing what else is about. Tonali, he's more of a DM, and he's a sort of player that I would like to see come in because it's covered for Thomas Partey. However, Italian league, players struggle to adapt from the Italian league. So I'd be a bit worried about that. But, you know, if it's Arteta's target, let's be honest, 90%, maybe you could go 80% of Arteta signings have come in and done a job. They've done well. So, you know, you can write off that 20% because he has been successful in the transfer market. So I suppose you just got to trust the manager, trust what the club's doing, trust the board, and then see where it takes us. But as I said, judgment season.
There you go.
Don't forget.
Judgment season. Anybody else have anything to say? We got Milinkovic Savage links from a while ago, but this guy's
Forget that. Like, just pretend you never heard from that brother because he's not. It's not happening. Isn't this because he's still at AC Milan?
Yeah.
Listen, that brother's not coming to us. Tonali, do you think Ivan, big bold Ivan's going to do Arsenal a favor like that? I don't think so. It's not happening.
It's not even that. They've just won the league. They're in the Champions League. He's Milan through and through. Like, I just think there's enough. I don't know why we're being linked.
Like, it's very hard. Like, not saying no Italian leaves Italy, but they don't really like to go. And when they do go after a couple of seasons, they end up going back. I do like the player though. I really do like him. That one, seeing's believing. I'm not seeing where it's coming from, but we'll see. Let's see what happens.
Okay. What are we saying about Xhaka's future? Because people are saying if we're bringing in a midfielder, what's Xhaka's future at this club?
Xhaka's staying at that club. That's Arteta's boy.
Wait, hold on. I've got a question to ask you though. Like, let me know what you think. I know what my answer is, but let's say we sign only 2 players before the end of the window, right? One of them is a winger that can play on both wings. The other one is defensive midfield cover for Partey. And then Arteta makes a decision. Do you know what? I'm going to go with Zinchenko as Partey's partner. What are you not saying about that?
It's going to happen, though. He's going to have to try different, midfield pairings. It's going to happen. But
would you be okay with that window ending like that? A DM and a winger? And
I wouldn't be mad at that at all. That's a perfect window for me. Because that's where we needed cover in the first place. You see, Partey, he's a seasonal midfielder. He'll come and then get injured and then come back again and then get injured. But my issue is, you see Saka, guys, that's Arteta's boy. He's not going anywhere.
Exactly.
They have dinners they have dinners together.
Listen, Xhaka's basically the captain, just without the band.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's a huge problem at Arsenal, bro. For me, that's a huge.
I think also with Xhaka, he's so available as well.
Yeah,
you know, you never really see Granit Xhaka get injured. The only time that he's ever out for Arsenal is if he's doing up stupidness, getting sent off or anything like that.
Just to let you guys know, the next episode of All or Nothing is going to be a lot of Xhaka PR because it's going to be his whole injury rehabilitation.
Number 34.
Listen, as like Brandon's saying, one of your biggest assets as a footballer, one of the biggest is your availability. He is always available. Listen, this guy Xhaka will probably outlive me at this rate. I'm telling you now, he's there. So I think you just listen. You need to be like me. I've had my gripes with Arteta. I've had gripes with people in the squad. I'm firmly in the boat. If Arteta says row, I'm rowing. Like it just isn't. There's no point fighting it.
And you know what? Talking about Arteta telling people to row, have you guys seen the outgoings? Because some of the fans are so harsh on Hector Bellerin, Torreira, Pablo Mari. All of these guys are going, but like the way that people are speaking about them is don't hit your ass on the way out. People are talking bad about them. I don't think it's that bad. Torreira, yeah, he didn't respect the club. Pablo Mari, he was nothing but respectful. Hector Bellerin, you know what? He did do some bad stuff. But is it all that? Do we have to be so harsh on these?
Not for me. What were you going to say about Hecky?
Hector Bellerin, mate, he can go, you know, and he is one that I would say just get in the bin, mate. You know, don't let the door hit you on the head.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying about Hector. Yeah, is for me, he's a proper Arsenal boy through and through. Yeah. So regardless of how his performances declined, I'm not gonna shit on him. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm glad he's finding something new because we both. It's one of them was when a relationship where it's just not working out. We just need to see other people now, innit? It's no hard feelings. None of us are wrong. We just need a new chapter, innit? So for me,
do you know where I differ though? Do you know where I differ, right? And you lot might not agree on this, but the reason why I feel that way about Hector Bellerin is because he had such high potential. You know, when he burst onto the scene at Arsenal, everybody was like, "Wow, who is this kid?" And he didn't fulfill his potential because his mentality was not right, and he was too bothered about what was going on off the pitch.
Nah, I disagree. He's injured. His injury, man. Is he as rapid as he used to be, Brendan?
Pre-injury, Hector Bellerin was good.
Bro, do you remember how fast Bellerin used to be? Like, are you not forgetting that Bayern Munich goal? He used to be rapid, and that's the only reason we gave him a bye as a defender, because of his recovery speed. Now he doesn't have that. He has to rely on him just being a defender. That's a madness. And we saw what happened then when he just had to focus on defending.
It was a good time with us, Hector.
Big up Hector, man.
Another one with a soft spot in my heart.
Yeah.
You like these right backs, Colleen, don't you?
I seen somewhere where somebody said Lacazette deserves more respect than Hector Bellerin.
When?
No, don't be silly.
Show me the post, please. Show me.
Who said that?
So one of my boys, Sam, on Twitter, he's like, what's going on? He's like, Hector Bellerin doesn't deserve any respect because of how he
Lucasade over Hecky B. That's ridiculous.
Can you imagine?
You call him Lucasade?
Yeah, I call him Lucasade.
Okay. What about Pablo Mari, guys? At one point, remember people were saying Pablo Mari is our best center back.
When?
No. Get it right. Get the statement right. People said Holding and Mari was our best partnership. That doesn't sound any better.
I remember people tweeting that we need to find Pablo Mari a partner, and we're cooking.
Anyway, social media is a madness, so I'm not surprised.
He was good at flamenco. He was decent there, but it's just one of them ones where it just didn't work out. You know, there's nothing memorable there. I'm sure he thinks nothing memorable of Arsenal. We could all just part ways and pretend it didn't happen. To be honest with you.
There you go.
Right.
Lucas Torreira, did you see how disrespectful one of the guys was? He had a picture of Arteta and Edu throwing the little guy from thing. Did you see that? I swear to God, it was so bad. I don't even want. Should I even find it for you guys?
But why has everybody got hate towards Torreira?
Thank you. I don't get it
either. I don't get it, but I feel like
the guy was homesick. It's not like it's not like he was awful for Arsenal. He was actually pretty decent.
That North London derby goal,
mate, legend, not legend, but that was a legendary moment. Yeah, that's the better answer. But with him, Torreira, I think the issue, Brendan, is he went from being homesick to going to Turkey. I mean, I don't know about you, but South America, Turkey, like I don't know where the relationship is. So I think that's what's really annoyed us. But for me, if you told me at the beginning of the preseason, Torreira is going to be back up for DM for Partey, I would have been completely okay with that personally. But it just wasn't to be. There's something. He's not really feeling him.
I say about homesick, he wanted to go to a warm country. And not only that, I think it was around about the time we put Boris Johnson in charge of the country. So he knew. He was like, I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Do you respect Torreira's time at Arsenal more than Bellerin's?
Sounds like it, Brendan.
Bellerin was here for longer. Yeah. And Bellerin, you said,
don't be a politician here, man.
He came up from the youth, even though he come from Barcelona. We ran
doing politics, bro. You sounding like Boris right now, Brendan.
Like I said to you, the thing that annoys me more than anything with Hector Bellerin is he didn't fulfill his potential because his mentality wasn't right. I think
that's not my question.
Seriously, think about it like this, right? A few years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about.
Let me read this, Brendan. I'm so sorry. Torreira was crying when Xhaka incident happened against Crystal Palace. Why was he crying? Why was he tears? You can never say this guy wasn't passionate. He was definitely passionate about Arsenal and football in general. But it's messed up. Why was he crying? I still don't get it. It's like one of those moments. Why was he crying?
Was he actually crying?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on, Brandon. I'm still waiting for your answer. Do you rate Torreira's time
Wait.
more than Bellerin's?
More than
Arsenal?
Bellerin's.
Yeah.
Yes or no? I don't need anything else, bro. No politics.
Hector Bellerin has worn the captain's armband just as
Why is
well.
he still
Just throwing
debating
Yeah,
about
but
this?
again, did he deserve the captain armband? When he wore the captain's armband, did we achieve anything as a football club? The answer is no. So this isn't Hector Bellerin slander. What I'm trying to point out is, like I said, I don't think the guy fulfilled his potential because I don't think his mentality was ever right.
So do
And
you rate Torreira's time over Bellerin?
You would say it's because of injuries and stuff like that, but I still don't think the guy.
Brendan's a politician officially, bro.
No,
Party,
it's not. It's not.
And the
And
answer here.
I'm not saying that I rate Torreira's time more at Arsenal. He didn't get as much time at Arsenal. He was homesick. He wanted to go home. Bless
Oh,
him.
go
to his
home
mum,
then.
you
Go
know?
home.
Whatever.
Turkey is not his home. Turkey.
I don't
Where
even
did he
care at
live
this
in
point.
Turkey?
Just
Where?
if you
Where
don't
did
want
he
to
live
be
in
at the
Turkey?
club, go. Do you know what I mean? Just go. My thing is, yeah, with Hector, you see that ACL injury, that's what finished him completely.
Thank you.
ACL injuries, yeah, you're not the same guy. Van Dijk, he's not the same guy as he used to be. It's your recovery is not going to be the same. So your expectation for a player to come back to
gone.
his...
I'm sorry, my head's gone. I found the picture.
No, stop.
You go.
Bringing back bad memories, man. Emery time was a dark period.
That was a dark time.
Why was he crying?
It was in his position.
Emery football, the fans booing, Xhaka's walking off. He's probably thinking that's probably what made him want to go home. Was like, do you know what?
I'm done.
Forget this, man.
Oh,
That's still a way go.
Go on. What was you saying? Go on.
No, I was just saying, like, see, obviously, as fans, we have expectations of our players to be the same person that they used to be. But after that kind of injury, it's going to be peak. Same with Wilshere. He wasn't going to be the same guy that he used to be. So, like, our expectations do have to kind of change. And it's not going to be, it's not going to be the same because what can he do? The pace is gone. So he has to just, be a defender.
But this is this is the point that I'm trying to make, right? So we're all sitting here then basically saying that Hector Bellerin was a pace merchant and that is it. Pretty much.
We're saying that if he so it's like if Rio lost his pace early in his career, he would never have been the defender he was because he didn't read the game as well as
that's
other
where
defenders.
you have to adapt. Do you know what I mean? You have to adapt. Like think about Hector Bellerin that burst onto the scene at Arsenal compared to the Hector Bellerin that there is now. Apart from, obviously his pace disappearing because of the ACL injury, fair enough. But what part of his game from when he burst onto the scene until now has actually improved? Because he hasn't improved defensively. He didn't improve in terms of going forward. His crossing was always a little bit, do you know what I mean? Touch and go. So it's all, when you're at a big club, it's all about adapting. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I say he never fulfilled his potential. Because
then he should have gone to Barcelona when they offered.
Nah, but look, the environment he was in at Arsenal, plus recovering from an injury. If we did better as a team, maybe we could have helped that situation more. But I don't think.
Very true.
The injury that he got and been so reliant on his pace, it was a lot to ask, especially with how bad we were mentality wise. If we had even a proper leader in that squad during that period, they could have put the arm around the shoulder. But remember, we're talking about number 34 as our leader right now, so.
Yo, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap this up because I'm going to work soon. But I honestly do appreciate you guys coming on for the first show where we have the full panel. Next week we're not going to do a show because I'm going to be in Toronto, Canada. But we'll be back after the following week.
Well, with Drake, it's the big times with Drake and that. Now,
I got
the show because of Drizzy. Yeah, this is your priority.
I'm flying out Sunday. I'm coming back Monday. I'm only going to be there for 8 days. So it's like I gotta go to Toronto, come back quick, and I got a good ticket. Imagine £400 there and back.
That's decent, to be fair.
My boy got me a connect. He works for the airline. But yeah, big up to George. But let's get this show going, guys. Love and respect. I will still be doing content while I'm there. You just won't be seeing the Invincible 5 until after Bournemouth. Am I wrong? Is it after Bournemouth or it's gonna be after Bournemouth because the Leicester game we're not gonna do a reaction to it.
It'll be after Fulham, wouldn't it?
Is it Fulham? Do we play Fulham?
Yeah, I think it's Fulham.
I swear
it's Leicester, then Fulham,
then Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, after the Fulham game. But you know what? Fulham's gonna be hard. Leicester's gonna be.
I listen. Craven Cottage, yeah.
Well, we
Leicester's
shot up
gonna be
6
easy,
up
though.
there last time. Don't do that. We shot them
Okay,
up for 6 with
guys.
Emery. Don't do that.
The way we're gonna end every show is predictions for the next game. So Leicester, I'm saying 5-0. What are you guys saying?
Hey,
Yeah.
Why are you
5-0.
laughing? Why are you
Jesus.
laughing? Fofana's gone.
because that's mad.
Fofana's gone. Fofana's gone. They have no
Kidding.
they have no defenders. Their team's garbage.
No, wow.
That's kind of mad still.
No, like I love my Leicester fans. Big up George, who always watches the channel. I appreciate you. Don't go nowhere, my guy. But when it comes to Leicester this season, they're not a good outfit.
I hear you,
they're gonna-
Miguel. I'm worried for them this season. Like, I'm not. It's not going to be 5. I'm not on the 5-0 boat, but I'm worried for Leicester. Like, I think they're going to have a really tough time this season.
This is Vardy's last dance. Sorry.
No.
I'm going to go for like a 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal. Okay. Well, what about you, Conley?
Are you sure about the 5-0 before I give my answer? Are you sure about this?
Wallahi, I'm dead serious. I genuinely believe we're going to score a high-scoring game. And we're at home, first game of the season, fans, everything. I'm telling you, the ambience, the energy, everybody together, going crazy, the whole spirit around the club. Bro, we are going to go there. Gabriel Jesus is going to bag. Bukayo Saka is going to bag. Martinelli is going to bag. And some random person in the team is going to have their
Better not have just jinxed that.
Egal was excited that he booked a ticket for £400, and that's why it's got him too excited about the result right now, bro. Big up. But I'll say we're definitely gonna win. 3-1, I'm saying 3-1, just like Colleen, like 3-1. I think it'll be a comfortable 3-1, not like a weird one like we had against Palace. I think we'll score 2 first, maybe even 3, and then they'll nick a cheeky one second.
Okay,
half.
so I put 5-0. Colleen, what did you put again?
3-1.
Okay, Brendan, what are you saying?
I'm going to go. Do you know what? We're at home. I want a clean sheet again. I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. 2-0 Arsenal. I think the major danger that we have to watch out for in Leicester is it's obviously James Maddison on them free kicks.
Yeah, Maddison.
But I think we'll comfortably beat him. I think Vardy, he can be dealt with. Saliba's
you know about his record. You know we have these bogey players like Vardy, Drogba, Rooney, all these guys that love scoring against.
And Vardy's he's that guy.
Someone's with
I think 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal.
4-0. Let's go. Put the 4 or 5-0s in the chat, people. We want to see a high-scoring game. Sam, what are you saying? Your eyes will open up wide.
Yeah, because that 5-0 shook me. I'm saying 3-0. I feel like it'll be a clean sheet. Yeah, I feel like we can handle Maddison and Vardy 100%. But my thing is, we've got to stay in control of the game, because when we lose it, those long shots to Vardy, they can happen in any second. That counter-attack finished. So yeah, we've got to stay in control. But I believe in them.
Yeah, and Chelsea, go get your man. World record signing for a center back, Fofana. Get it done. You got from now until Friday. Get it sorted. Also, Tielemans, don't play against us. Because I seen every touch he had that game against Brentford. He was really good. But yeah, Igal, come on. This is football, not basketball. You know what? If it was basketball, it would be like 99-85 or something.
Do you know what? Do you not remember the days when we would like beat Everton 7-0 and we'd have these crazy? I miss those days. I thought we don't get enough of them nowadays. Really miss it.
Do you remember that Reading game? Remember the Reading game? Do you guys remember the Reading game?
One they were 3-0 up.
The 7-4 or the 7 goals game, 4 or 5 or how many goals?
Roof, you is
7-5.
shirt into the crowd. The ref told him to get it back. You still got to play.
What was the score in that game? The Reading game.
7-5.
7-5. Yeah.
That was a mental game. Like I did a reaction to that game recently on Sunny's channel when we were rewatching it. That game was absolutely mental. And Theo Walcott did crazy. What about that Newcastle game where Theo Walcott scored his best ever goal? Do you guys remember when he's on the wing and he just goalkeeper at the end?
When he was playing for a contract, that one, yeah.
Contract goal.
This is the funniest part. The whole fan base was under ransom with Walcott. Like, he's got to sign the thing, man. Like, he's playing out of his skin. We got to sign the thing. And we never saw that level of Walcott again after that signature.
I remember the Liverpool one as well. I think it was like 6-3. Julio Baptista scored a
Yeah.
hat trick and then
Oh,
scored no goal.
Baptiste.
Remember that one?
Oh,
He's
like,
one good
another
game
one
for
who has a
Arsenal.
soft spot. I have a soft spot for. He's another one on the list.
How, Colin? He had
Baptiste.
one good game for us.
Yeah.
One good game. Scored
Listen.
4 goals and then we never saw him again, basically.
My dad and brother support Liverpool, so honestly, I was feasted that day. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see why. Then.
Okay. Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. You guys have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day, and everyone, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I got you guys Thursday. I got a special guest. I'm gonna have Football London's how do you pronounce his name? It's Kia Kunku. I forget how to pronounce his name. Kia Kanak. Kia Kanak.
Just put the name up on the screen, bro.
Yeah, Kia Kanak. I'm gonna have him on for a video where we're gonna talk transfers and everything Arsenal. He knows a little bit behind the scenes, so that'll be very informative. And then also we're gonna have Vibes from the 6th on Thursday, also doing the reaction. But big up to you guys for coming on. Honestly, really do appreciate it. We'll meet back in about 2 weeks, right? But we'll catch you guys then. Everyone, love and respect. You already know what it is. Peace.
There you go.